Sovereign was actually recommended to me through a friend as a very good treatment program out in California. So I looked into it and ended up coming to Sovereign. There were a couple of personal events and family events, and I just needed to better my life and kind of just take some time to get away. And so Sovereign was the perfect place for me to do that. There were a couple of things, well, numerous things that I was attracted to with the program. It is, well, first of all, it's in beautiful Orange County. It's in a group setting. They go to meetings numerous times a week. There's a lot of one-on-one therapy that goes on. There's a lot of group therapy that goes on. Also, you have to be held accountable by urine testing and drug testing. And I just really like the way the program was set up. I would say mainly Sovereign is different from other treatment programs. For one, with me, it was Shannon actually from the legal department. She really helped me with a lot of things that I needed taken care of. Outside, while I could focus on my own treatment, it's hard to have the stress of having legal issues going on while you're trying to be in treatment, oftentimes without a phone, without internet. And Shannon did a great job of handling all of my outside legal issues so that I could focus on my own treatment. And most other places, I don't think, have that type of legal team included, especially in the treatment. So she went above and beyond and really helped me out so that I could focus on me. My first impression when I arrived here was actually at the detox house. And all the houses that Sovereign has, they're male and female separated, but they actually they're in really nice areas. They're really nice houses, and it becomes like a little family. And you have your own van that transports you to and from the center. So I really like that. And then also at night we would go to outside meetings, and it was just nice to have a group of women for me that I could relate to and share a house with and cook and clean and just get to know. Well, my expectations of the program mainly in the beginning were to just kind of get myself to feel better and to feel comfortable. And Sovereign really helped me do that. I didn't feel the anxiety or the pressure. I was able to relax and feel safe and have people around me, such as case managers. My case manager was Bobby. My therapist was Dr. Toms, who I met with at least once a week, sometimes 2 times a week, that would advocate for me. And they also have patient advocates that were really helpful. So I never felt like there wasn't someone to go to. Also, Guy is amazing. He would go above and beyond to advocate for us, and he was always reachable, and I really got to know him as a person, and he was just always there for me and really helped out in the process if I had any concerns. I stayed in 3 different residences. The first house, I believe it was maybe like 7 or 8 women, and it was literally, you could see the ocean from where I lived. It was absolutely beautiful. It was, we each had I would say it was like 2 or 3 people to a room, and a bathroom, and a kitchen, and couches. The first house was 2 different levels. Then as time went on and I progressed, I was moved into a mansion actually called Lampara, Via Lampara, and it was literally a huge mansion, circular staircase outside. It had a jacuzzi, just a beautiful, beautiful house. And again, it was, a small group of us, and it was like living the dream. And then I got transferred finally to IOP, which is intensive outpatient housing, which you get to once you've completed a certain amount of days. I believe it sometimes ranges between like 30 and 45 days, where it gives you a little bit more freedom with other women who have completed certain stages in their recovery. And that again is a really, really nice house. I have no complaints. They have 2 women that actually run the house. Again, we take UAs, urine analysis, and drug tests, and they are very strict. We have chores, and if you steal or anything like that, you're kicked out. So it's not just some type of free fall or anything like that. You have to make your bed, you're held accountable. But at the same time, again, it's a beautiful, gorgeous house in a gated community. I had a really positive experience. Mainly every day we come to the center from our houses, and I had some therapists that I really got close to. The main one I would say for me is Gus, and he had a very hands-on approach about recovery, and sometimes you just click with certain therapists, and he said a lot of things that stuck with me and helped me throughout my recovery. He truly cares. I also had other therapists that run groups that really were, Gus had a very hands-on approach, and I really liked his method of teaching. And even after the fact, keeps in check and keeps in contact with a bunch of previous clients. There were also other groups that were really good. We had a lot of, again, they're separated by male and female, so we had a lot of women in our group that opened up about very personalized topics and private topics that stayed within the group, and you really got to know the women. Sometimes I think we would know each other better than our families would even know us, because we could relate on so many levels. So that was really another positive thing about Sovereign, how the groups are set up. Every day we would have different group therapy, and all different groups, from COG Lab, where we could check in and have our own therapists online, to very emotional therapy that went on, and then some funny therapy. Sometimes we would watch movies, sometimes we would do discussions, and every week it was kind of switched up. So that was fun. And then once or twice a week you would meet with your own individual therapist at the center during group time. And that was a time where people could get really just one-on-one communication going with someone that they could talk to, and that definitely helped me a lot. My therapist was Dr. Toms, and she also would advocate for me, as well as work with my case manager, Bobby, as well as work with head of legal, which is Shannon. So everybody was kind of all on the same page, which is good. So you didn't have to go each person and have the same conversation. There was constant communication among all different members of the team. So that was another good thing about Sovereign, that they all communicated really well. Twice a week we would do beach meditation, where not many people can just go to the beach, which is down the street, but we would go to the beach in the morning and someone, sometimes Gus or another person, would run a meditation group, and that I thought was really peaceful and helpful and kind of changed things up to take another aspect of therapy to kind of clear your head and start the day off right. I really like that. There was also yoga, which helped relaxation and breathing, and I really like to get to know the women in the group setting. They also had CrossFit to get into shape for men and for women. They do equine therapy. There's many different options that can be done. Arriving at the center between 7:30, 7:45. Classes start at 8, and then each class runs about an hour and 15 minutes, and then there's breaks in between each group to go to the bathroom or to smoke or whatever is needed outside. And then there is lunch, which is typically changes every week, but they always have salad and fruit and then a main entree. And in the afternoon, we have another group after a break from 2 to 3:15, and then at 3:15 the vans start coming and everyone goes back to their designated houses. And then usually at night the van takes us to an outside meeting, and there's a ton of outside meetings with people in their 20s, 30s, older, that there's just a ton of meetings in Orange County that we could find every day of the week that are amazing. The thing I like most about Sovereign is that there's a lot of people, but at the same time you get individualized treatment. People aren't judgmental. You can always somehow relate to somebody, and it's not like a scary place to walk into because people are always on different levels, whether they're on IOP or they just got here. It's very accepting, and it keeps you busy throughout the day. So I like the way that it's set up. The thing that I will most take away from Sovereign, I think, are the relationships that I've made and the way that I want to focus on my sobriety and stick to, what happens after you leave Sovereign, going to meetings and using the tools that I've learned at Sovereign so that when you leave, you're able to deal with triggers and different situations to not relapse. I think that's really important. But I really just love the way Sovereign gets to know each of their clients, and how there's actually like an entire team with each client. So they work on from the minute you get here till the minute you leave, with especially a discharge plan. And if you have any legal issues, Shannon handles all of that, and she's the head of the legal department, so that when you leave, you're not stuck with missed calls or missed court cases or any missed legal issues that, while you're in treatment, that could have been handled. I really don't know how she does it, but numerous clients just rave how much Shannon helps them, and that is like the biggest thing for me. And I've seen her help so many people for free, as part of the program, to help reduce, whether it's jail time or whether it's family court or custody, anything. That's the biggest part of the program that I liked. I would definitely recommend Sovereign to anyone. I think it's a great program. Like anything else, it is what you make of it. They do take attendance in every class. So if you want to be here, they offer almost everything that you could want or get out of treatment. But it does make you accountable to go to class and to go to meetings and to do your chores at home, just simple things. But it's a great foundation to walk away with to go back to wherever you're going to.